I am Shruti Vora, student of physiotherapy from Marwadi University. Today I will explain the operative management of shaft femur fracture. So first is what is shaft femur fracture? Shaft femur fracture is a break occurring between 5 cm distal to lesser trochanter and 5 cm proximal to adductor tubercle of femur. Our goals of operative management. So, goals of operative management is achieve anatomical alignment, restore limb length and rotation. Some patients have one right leg are more long and left leg are shorter. Then, with the help of operative management, we have restored the limb length, also provides the stable fixation, allow early mobilization, and prevent complications such as malunion, non-union, and joint stiffness. Indications for operative management. Operative treatment is performed in adult femoral shaft fracture because conservative treatment requires prolonged mobilization. Common indications are displaced fracture, open fracture, segmental fracture, bilateral femoral fracture, failure of conservative treatment, associated vascular or nerve injury, pathological fractures. These are common indications for operative management. Here it is the type of operative management. First type is intramedullary interlocking nailing. It is the gold standard method. In this method, metal rod is bent like a metal rod inserted into the medullary canal of the femur. Imagine like this is the medullary canal of the femur and this is the metal rod. So metal rod inserted into the medullary canal like this. Okay. For the fixation of this canal, we have to use two locking screws. First is on the proximal part and second is for the distal part. So first screw, it is the proximal locking screw and second screw are known as a distal locking screw. These screws are help to fix the medullary canal in the femur shaft. Okay. In these images, you see the this shaft is present and metal rod is inserted. So here it is the proximal, here it is the proximal screw and here it is the distal screw. Here it is the distal screw. So type of nailing. First is the antegrade nailing and second is retrograde nailing. You see the image. Antegrade nailing is for proximal fracture and retrograde nailing is for distal fracture. It corrects the deformity and femur fracture. You see the image. Antegrade nailing is performed in a proximal femur and retrograde nailing is performed in a distal femur. So procedure of nailing, patient positioned on fracture table, close reduction performed under a fluoroscopy. Entry point made in proximal femur. Entry point means this like a femoral shaft. So entry point, what is the entry point? So proximal part of femur is it entry point for the metal rod. guide wire inserted, remaining of medullary canal, nailing inserted, locking the screw fixation proximally and distally. Okay, here it is advantage, disadvantage, and complication of the nailing. So advantages are strong fixation, early weight bearing, minimal soft tissue damage, high union rate, and less infection risk. Disadvantage are requires image intensive fat embolism risk during remaining rearming, knee or hip pain may occur. Complications are sometimes infection, non-union and malunion, fat embolism, important implant failure, neurovascular injuries. Here it is the second type of operative management is plate osteosynthesis. So in the plate osteosynthesis method, we have used plate for fixation of the fracture. Fracture fragments are reduced and fixed using the plates and screw. For example, here it is the shaft of femur. So for this break, for this breaking of shaft of femur or like a fracture, we are using the plate-like structure. Like imagine this. This is like a plate. We are using this plate for fix the fracture like this and fix this plate with the help of screw like distal and proximal. Sorry, proximal and distal. Okay. We are using plates like this. Here it is the plate. Here it is the plate. You show in image plate are inserted and fixes with this multiple screws. So we have two types of plate, dynamic compression plate and locking compression plate. You see this is the dynamic compression plate. First one is dynamic compression test and second one is locking compression test. Indications. Fractures unsuitable for nailing. Fractures unsuitable for nailing, which are fixes with these plates. Very proximal or distal shaft fracture, narrowing medullary canal, non-union cases of fracture are correcting with this plate insertion. Advantage is direct visualization of fracture, good anatomical reduction. Disadvantages are excessive soft tissue dissection, increased blood loss, high infection risk. Complications are infection, delayed union, in-plate failure, and refracture after plate removal. So third type is external fixation. In an external fixation method, we have pins are inserted into the bone, proximal and distal to fracture and connection externally by rods. Here you see in the image, pin are inserted in proximal and distal part. With the help of this rod, we have fixes the fracture proximally and distally. So indications for this method is open fracture, several soft tissue injury, polytrauma, hemodynamically unsuitable patient, temporary stabilization. Advantages are quick application, useful in emergency situation, and minimal blood loss. Disadvantage are pin track infection. Disadvantage. This is the very important disadvantage where you have inserted pin. Uh, where you have an inserted pin, this is a risk for infection, less patient comfortable, and limited long-term use. Fourth is fixable in intramedullary nailing, commonly used in pediatric femoral shaft fracture. Example like TENS, titanium elastic nailing. Advantages are minimally invasive, preserves growth plates, early mobilization. This is for useful for pedia. Here you see 5-year-old child fixable with rods. Some soft rods are inserted into the bone and fixes the fracture like this. Post-operative physiotherapy management. So in an immediate phase, we have give a breathing exercise, ankle toe movement, isometric quadriceps and gluteus exercise, pain and edema control. After immediate phase, we early phase mobilization, bed mobility training, arm exercises of hip and knee, non-weight bearing, gait training with walker and crutches. In a strengthening phase, we have to give a resisted exercise, balance training, functional training, etc. Advanced rehabilitation, so full weight bearing, walking, stair climbing, endurance exercise, ADL, and occupational activities. We have some complications for femoral shaft fracture surgery like infection, fat embolism syndrome, deep vein thrombosis, delayed union, non-union, malunion, LLD, joint stiffness, muscle weakness. We have seen a separate complication with a separate management of the fracture. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.